Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Geraldine and I make videos all about civil life, organization, and planner videos. So if that's your type of jam, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva. So let's go ahead and get on with this video. I think this is going to be a little bit more of a story time. This is a question that I get asked a lot, and for good reasoning too, because I would be interested to know. And this is something, honestly, whenever you do interviews, they ask you all the time. If you guys read the title of this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's why I got into speech therapy and what my steps were, what my journey was to getting here. And it was a little bit of a it was a journey to get to where I'm at right now, and it continues to be a journey because I'm not settled into the field just yet, and I'll get into it a little bit more towards the end of the video. But it's been a journey, and it continues to be a journey, and it's something that I appreciate and something that I'm continuing to just enjoy doing. So if you guys are interested in the speech world and all about speech and whatnot, and you're debating whether or not you should go for it for schooling, for a career, maybe this will help you kind of make up your mind. I've done other videos of like pros and cons of being a speech therapist, but this is just what led me to where I'm at today. Alrighty, so I don't know how long this video is gonna take, so maybe it'll be quick, maybe it'll take a really long time. We'll see towards the end of the video. Alrighty, let's go ahead and talk about how I became a speech therapist. So this all began when I first applied to East Los Angeles Community College. I had just graduated from high school, and I was 18 and pregnant as well. So I gave birth to my son in 2014, which I'm pretty sure you guys have seen throughout the years. On my YouTube channel, he pops in and out randomly, but he was about 3 months when I enrolled to East Los Angeles College. I believe it was the year 2015 when I did enroll. I started my community college journey back in 2015 when I applied in January. But when I went into community college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Not a single freaking idea. And I was just taking just general ed classes until I think it was midway my first year of college, where I was really trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. And at that point I was working at Domino's. I was a assistant manager working night shifts on the weekends, and then just working random hours throughout the week. I took a child, I think it was like early childhood education or something like that, introduction to like childhood education. And then they started talking about teaching, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could be a teacher. That's what I could do. I love working with kids. I think I'm gonna be a teacher. And then when I went to my math class, I had a friend there and I was telling him about it. And then there was a girl who used to sit next to us, and she told me, she was like, oh, if you want to get into teaching, I really recommend you go volunteer in a teacher's class, because a lot of times when people go volunteer in a classroom, they find out that teaching is actually not their thing. And I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen to me. Spoiler alert. I don't think that's gonna happen to me. I love working with kids. I think this is the career field for me. So I think that same week, I went to go apply to be a volunteer at this one specific school that I really wanted to work at. That I was hoping to get a job, because she said that a lot of times volunteers could get jobs as a teacher assistant. And I was like, okay, cool, like this is my legway into becoming a teacher. This would be really good on my resume. So I applied to be a volunteer, and I was a volunteer for about 2 years when a position had opened up for a ETK program, teacher assistant like position. And they had offered me the job. They said it's going to be consistent, 6 hours every single day from Monday through Friday. You get paid this, I think it was like $15 an hour then. I accepted the offer that they gave me, and I was like, this is amazing. And I stayed with that job for about 3 years. So while I was at that job, I was finishing up my college education at community college, and I was literally on my last semester. It was about to be my last semester. And in order to be a teacher, and At that point, I was dating my ex-boyfriend at the time, and his sister was a speech therapist. And I thank God every single day, or I thank somebody, the universe. I thank the universe every single day that I met him and I met her, because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So every single day, I, without a doubt, always find gratitude in them. Unfortunately, I'm not really into contact with them anymore, but it's something, like, if you're watching, just know that you guys are always in the back of my head, and I'm always thankful for you guys. But she was the reason. She had brought up speech and how I should do speech, and you get paid more as a speech therapist than you do as a teacher. You can work in the schools as a speech therapist. You get more breaks. Like, it's a better field than for teachers. And I'm not trying to discredit teachers at all. I think you guys are the most hardworking profession out there, and you guys are definitely underpaid. And it's something that if I was able to do, I would do it. But because of other reasons, I decided not to. And one of those reasons why I didn't go that way too, because I was so just indecisive. Like, should I go with teaching or should I go with speech? And it's like, I don't know what to do at that point. I was in shambles, because I had believed that I was going to go through teaching. Oh my god, I'm saying teaching a lot. But I thought I was going to go through teaching. I kept giving excuses, being like, no, I want to be a teacher because I want my own classroom. I want my own kids. Like, I can see myself as a preschool teacher. Like, this profession is for me. But she kept trying to persuade me. She kept saying, like, no, you should do this. Like, trust me, it's less stressful. Like, you're going to love it. And I was like, okay, wherever life takes me, that's the profession I'm going to take. So whatever the sign is. So I looked up to the universe, and I'm like, give me a sign. Lead me to the right path. And what happened then is that I needed a math class. In order to finish my college career and receive my diploma from ELAC, I needed a specific math class that was given only once a year, and no colleges around me gave that math class. How am I supposed to go into teaching if I need the specific math class in order to graduate? It's the only class that I need. How am I supposed to finish? So then I was like, this is my sign. I'm gonna go through speech. So instead, I asked my college counselors, because I think towards the end of the year, you meet with your college counselor. And I asked them, I'm like, okay, I want to go through speech. Like, what classes do I need? And they were like, you just need 2 more classes and then you're done. And I was like, okay, I'll take those 2 classes. And I signed right up. I finished those 2 classes. I graduated with my AA in social sciences. I applied to Cal State LA, Cal State Dominguez, Cal State Long Beach. I forgot what other school. I think it was like Cal State Fullerton. I applied to so many colleges. It costed me a lot of money, but I applied to a lot of colleges because I really wanted to get into a speech program. I got into Dominguez Hills, which I still have the acceptance letter, and it's saved in one of my binders. And I got obviously into Cal State LA. So the non-brainer was, I'm gonna go to Cal State LA. So I graduated with my AA. I applied to Cal State LA. I got in, and that was back in 2018. It took me roughly about 2.5 years to finish my undergrad. And that was a whole nother, like, graduating from there was, I had so many rough classes, like phonetics, anatomy. It took longer just because of those classes, and it was so hard to pass those classes. A lot of people had a lot of struggle passing those classes. I think I took anatomy maybe 3 times, and the 3rd time, because it was COVID, is when I finally passed it, because the guy felt bad for us and he was just like, I'm gonna pass all of you guys. And I was like, woof. Same thing with phonetics. COVID time, I was able to pass it, and I was like, thank freaking God. And so it was a miracle I'm even here today, and I've gotten so lucky throughout my years. After I finished all my classes, after COVID happened and I finished, because it was during COVID when I graduated. I graduated in 2021. I never got to walk my stage for my bachelor's degree, which I'm so sad, because they never sent us an email, and I never got to sign up, and I never got to walk. So I just received my diploma in the mail, and it makes me so sad to this day that I never got the chance to go do that, but oh well. But I graduated. So then I was thinking about, what am I going to do after? Am I going to go into my master's degree? Am I just going to get my SLPA license? What am I going to do? So again, the same person who showed me speech, she kept saying, go through the master's, go do your master's, go do your master's, like right away. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I really want to invest into this field because it's going to take money out of my pocket, meaning I have to get a student loan in order to apply to a school, because there is no grants. I was getting financial aid the entire time in Cal City LA, and there's no financial aid when you go get your master's. So you have to take out a student loan. And I was like, okay, or I can just go through a SLPA license, get my SLPA license, work the field, see if I really like it, and then I'll go into my master's. So I applied originally to get in my master's, never got in. It was too competitive at the time, and then not only that, but I feel like it wasn't the path for me just yet, and I'm grateful that I never got in. Because then I ended up going to Loma Linda University, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are either familiar with it or know about it, or just researching universities to get your SLPA license. So I went through Loma Linda. Back then it was a first come first serve, so literally the minute that the portal opened to apply, I applied and then I got in, thankfully. So I got into Loma Linda. That was a whole nother situation, because again, it was during COVID time. I could not for the life of me find a supervisor. I was originally supposed to go with the girl who had showed me about speech, but the contract had fell through for her to supervise me because the district just didn't want SLPAs there. So the contract fell through, and I had to dig around to look for a supervisor, and I did not know a single person, not a single other person who could help me. So what did I do? What did Giraldi do? I went through every school directory in my area that was close enough. Went through every school directory, found a speech therapist email, and just spammed every single speech therapist that I could find. I got so many no's, and so many people being rude and being like, how did you find my email? Why are you emailing me? Don't email me again. Like, people were pissed off. I would call districts as well and be like, hey, I'm looking for a supervisor. I'm a speech therapist assistant. I'm a speech therapist student. I'm looking to complete my hours. And then they'll tell me like, oh, we already have speech therapists. And I'm like, okay, but I'm a student. I'm looking for hours. I'm not looking for a position. So it was such a headache. And out of like I want to say 50 emails that I've sent, only 3 yeses came back. So I went with my first yes, and then the other 2 yeses I actually told two other friends who were applying to the same university. I'm like, hey, I have supervisors, because they were also looking for supervisors. They could not find a single person, and I'm like, hey, I found supervisors. Do you want me to refer them to you? And they're like, yes. So I was like, okay, cool. So we all got supervisors, and I loved her so much. She was so nice to me. She showed me more than what I could have ever gotten from somebody else. I know a lot of you guys get supervisors when you're doing your hours, field hours, and they're so strict and so mean. Mine was super lenient and super nice and super cool. I think at that point, because the program had already started, I already missed a couple weeks. But she was like, don't even worry about it if you don't complete your hours. Like, I'll just sign it off that you did do it. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. So she did that for me, and I'm forever grateful for that. So I got my SLPA license. That was a whole nother like situation that happened too, because once I finished my hours and I submitted everything and I sent it over to the board, it's like a little packet that you have to like sign, and you have to like sign and signature and whatever, and then fill out until you send it to the board. From there, it takes about, because it was COVID time and it was during the summer, it was going to take a lot longer. It was about 6 to 8 weeks, so about 3 months to hear back and see if you even got a license. Well, mine took a little bit longer because for whatever reason, Giraldi just doesn't triple check everything, and I forgot a signature. So they had to send it back to me. I had to sign it and then send it back. And then they were like, you have to sign it and then date it again because you had signed it at a different time. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So then they sent it back again. I had to re-sign it, date it, and then send it back. And I was like, okay, how long it's gonna take? They said like an extra 1 to 2 weeks. And at that point, like 8 weeks had already passed. And then it took like an extra, I want to say like 3 weeks in order for me to just like finally like get everything received. I mean, for that so that they can confirm that received everything, and then wait an extra like week process just to see if I even got confirmed. So I remember sitting on the couch and just checking online to see if I got it, because I wasn't waiting. It was gonna come in the mail, but I was so impatient. I was like, you could see online in the portal to see if it got confirmed. And I remember that I was sitting on the couch and I checked on the portal and it said like Geraldine Silva SLPA license or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, I got it. And I remember I called my sister and I was like, I got my SLPA license, I'm so excited. And she's like, yay. I am forever grateful again for the people that I did meet along the way here, because without them I probably wouldn't have graduated. I probably would have never found this profession. I probably would have been stuck still. So I'm forever grateful for those people, and just know if you're out there, I hope you're okay. So it continues to be a journey for me because my ability to continue learning about the field has not ended. I've just completed my first year as a speech therapist. I'm debating whether or not I want to go to my master's. At first it was a hardcore no. Like, I don't want to become a speech therapist. I like being an assistant, but as of right now, I'm really loving the job now that I've left the last company that I was in, who made me hate my job. And now that I found a company who makes me love my job, really debating whether or not I should go get my master's. And I feel like it's gonna happen within 2 years from now. I just know it in my heart that in 2 years I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna get my master's degree, and I'm gonna become a speech therapist, maybe even open up my own private practice. I don't know where my life is gonna take me. Things have been changing so much around me in my life right now, and it's scary, but it's happening and I can't stop it. And yeah, I just hope for the best, and I'm here to document it all, to show you guys my journey. I didn't start my journey until later on, once I was already hired, but you guys are going to continue on with my speech my speech journey, and see where life takes us. So please comment down below your journey. I want to hear from you guys and how you got to where you're getting, and what process are you in right now. Did you just apply for college and you're thinking about speech? Did you apply for your undergrad, getting your bachelor's? Are you applying for your SLPA license? Are you already hired? Like, where are you at in your SLPA journey? Please comment that down below. And if you guys have any other video requests, please go ahead and message me on Instagram. I'm open. My DMs are open to you guys. Hopefully if this video made sense and it wasn't just a lot of jibber jabber, a lot of talking. So yeah, I hope you guys were able to follow through, but I'll include some pictures if I have pictures. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.